My lovely sweet Leos, this is your horoscope for October 2024. And October will welcome us exactly with solar eclipse from the get-go. On 2nd of October, we have new moon solar eclipse. And solar eclipses, they have the power to change our lives 180 degrees. That's how powerful eclipses are and very important in astrology events. Now, I have a whole name, like different name for your horoscope because this is such a powerful month. And I named it Travel and Work Relationships. For you, my dear Leo, seems like everything will be related to your relationships. And this eclipse is set to steer exactly that part of your life. And also, full moon will illuminate your travel house and travel relationships too. Now, 2nd of October, as I said, we have new moon solar eclipse, which is happening in your third house, your inner circle. Social circle, your people that you daily communicate with will be set to lead with this eclipse, and they have power of 10 new moons instead of just one. That's why they are so influential, and always allow them 2 to 3 months before and after they appear. Almost half a year, this eclipse will be, coloring your life. Now, this eclipse is positive one, and it will be uniting forces with the black moon and Mercury. Now, Mercury is the planet of ideas and mind, but the black moon is usually in astrology associated with dark things, your fears, but also black moon is the place where you attract people attention, where you accumulate a lot of followers. That's what you also love, that's what you like, to be on the spotlight. And Lilith, check where is your black moon, another name is Lilith, in your natal chart to see where you shine the most and attract attention to yourself. Now, this black moon and Mercury will join forces with solar eclipse, and it's because it's happening at 10 degrees, meaning those of you who are born beginning of August, to be precise 2nd of August, plus or minus 3 days, will be affected the most. This eclipse is particular interesting one. It seems like it's targeting a group of people. Very interesting because this eclipse has the power to open a new path to your dreams through your communication and media. If that was your wish, for example, to have a podcast or to have a shine through media, like to be a journalist or to be an influencer or to, open your YouTube channel, something there that is that needs to use your words, to use your communication, writing, your reading and speaking skills. All these skills are set to lead by this eclipse, and it seems like it will open that path to you, to your dreams, to become let's say known for your communication skills. And also, whatever you're going to begin around this eclipse will bring you financial stability too. That's why this eclipse is an amazing one. Plus, it might be scary to you, and it might have been a long held fear of yours, like speak publicly or to speak to camera or something, or to write, or to publish your book. You've been writing, like, let's say a lot of books, but then you never publish them because you have this fear, or sort of these kind of things. I'm just giving you a couple of examples, but you might translate it into your life. Sort of, there is a fear of something, and it relates to communication, and because Mercury is also there. But at the same time, this new moon has the power for you to release that fear. Seems like you will finally make that step, even though you are afraid of, but you will have that power within yourself of knowing that you're doing the right thing, that you finally stepping into your own powers, and you might finally overcome your fear with this solar eclipse. This is this kind of vibe, this kind of character of this eclipse. And it feels like that you might have this inner understanding of what you need to do to proceed further in your life towards success. This eclipse happening in your third house. Now, third house for some of Leos, it also might be related to your siblings to your relatives. If it's not you, it might be about your brothers and sisters and cousins, or in general, closer relatives who have this sort of fear and who are trying to open their own business related to media, and it will be directly linked to you. You might be helping them. You might see their life get transformed by this eclipse. Also, something new is happening in their life and you are genuinely happy for them. And also, third house is all about short distance travels. For some Leos, it will be the next half year, the time, like period of time where you will need to travel a lot, but like short travels, sort of, going back and forth to somewhere. It might be related to your work also, and it might be related to some like income sources, and it might be related to media as well, or to your friend, like visiting your friend during next half year. For some of you, it might be totally about like courses, studying, short training, short term, and it seems like it will last until like next half year, until spring 2025. That's how powerful is this eclipse. And in the next 6 months, you might take up some courses to advance your skills, and especially it is in the media side, maybe marketing, maybe sales, or let's say driving your accounts to a higher visibility, all these kind of things you might be getting started. Or photographer, how to make a good videos, let's say editing, this kind of courses will be in demand by you, my dear Leos. Now, also, because it's a third house, it's about transportation, any type of transportation. This solar eclipse might bring you a new car, if that was your wish. And it seems like if you've been like scared of driving, like afraid of driving, this will be the time finally to overcome that fear. And you might start driving by buying a new car for yourself, like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, so that you buy a car, so that you will have a reason to finally drive. Now, during this eclipse, we have another thing happening, amazing triangle is formed by other three planets: Venus, planet of love and beauty, and Mars, its lover, planet of war, planet of actions and motivation, and Saturn, planet of work and responsibilities. These three will make a triangle on the sky, and it's an amazing one. Triangles in astrology is a more fluent energy, perfect one. So whatever you're gonna sign, like papers around this solar eclipse, because it's a third house, and third house rules all things like deals, commerce and trade. Seems like that agreement will stay forever, because Saturn is the planet of age and time, and it will make sure that your agreement stays intact. Now, Venus will be in your fourth house, house of family and home, and Mars will be transiting your private house. And Saturn will be transiting your subconscious mind house, and also house of money. And it seems like if you had a wish to buy a house somewhere very far, it might come true as well. You might be sort of finally making a deal around that. Or one of your family members might be coming to visit you. For some Leos, for another Leos, it might be related to health, because two of your well-being houses are getting activated by Mars and Saturn. Seems like you might, if you had an issues like with your health or some checkups or analysis, around this solar eclipse, everything will get clear. And no worries if you need a surgery, planned or unplanned. This eclipse will help you with anything there. Now, Venus is the ruler of this eclipse, and it's exactly touring your fourth house, making your home beautiful. You will have this desire to make everything surrounding you beautiful, which is daily, but Venus rules your house of career too, and it might be related to your work as well. And it seems like you might be traveling to because of your work, or because you might get relocated because of a new job offer, for example. Now, another big thing is happening in October will be Jupiter going retrograde. 9th of October, Jupiter, planet of luck and happiness, which is transiting your house of friendships, house of wishes and hopes, will move backwards, meaning slow down, until February 2024. 2025. Now, that much long time, Jupiter will need to be retrograding, and you will need to be sort of reflecting on your friendships, on your people, like bigger society, because 11th house is the bigger society, what kind of social groups we are part of. But Jupiter naturally rules your 5th house, house of joy, and house of children. If you have children, it might be the time when you will be reflecting about their future, or if you don't have kids but you're planning, you might actually start planning and you might sort of get some revelations around what you want for your future kid, or what kind of kids you want to have, let's say. And Jupiter in 11th house is also, some old friendships, they might contact you during this time because it's a happy planet, but it doesn't mean that it will stop showering you with its gifts. You still will achieve couple of your dreams during retrograde if you're lucky enough and insistent enough, let's say. But Jupiter will just slow down. It will bring those promised gifts, but a bit later, but still will deliver to you. Now, 17th of October, we have full moon happening in your 9th house. The 9th house is all about foreign things and our higher mind. Full moons, they are, they put light onto some situation or some people in your life, or they bring to conclusion some things in your life. Now, it's happening at 24 degrees. Because of that, those who are born around 16th of August will be affected the most by this full moon. And full moon will conjunct Chiron. Now, unite forces with mentor, with teacher of astrology, and plus Chiron is the healer. And it's happening in your 9th house. Something coming to an end. If that was your travel, you might, finally a bit have a rest around your travel plans, and you might actually crave for in some lives of Leos for traveling, and in other lives of Leos it might be the time when you finish your travel, because plus Jupiter, it's the ruler of the travel in astrology, will send supportive beams to that full moon in your 11th house. From your 11th house, you might be seeing your friend, like traveling to see your friend, or your friend might be coming to visit you. Also, for some of you guys, it might be about education. If it's not travel, you might be finishing your education around the 17th of October. You might graduate, or you might have sort of final exams around this time. And for another people, it might be like documents related to, legal affairs, or related to foreign affairs, like passports, visas, or like legal cases, or any other legal documents you will be dealing with. Finally, you might get some response from those authorities with whom you might need to deal with. Now, that full moon will receive harsh beam from Mars, and Mars being planet of war and motivation from your 12th house. 12th house is the private house. Sort of, it is Mars recently telling you to stay a bit private, requiring from you to have time for yourself only and behind the doors. And Mars sending to that full moon harsh beam, plus it's the ruler of that full moon, but it doesn't like it somehow. It's sort of opportunity there aspect, You might be giving up, let's say, on something in order to attain something else. For example, your privacy. You finally, let's say, because Mars wants you to stay home, but at the same time, full moon is giving you opportunity to travel somewhere. So it will all depend on your choice, my dear Leos here. And In some cases, if it's about education, that it might just indicate you are finishing your journey somewhere very far, somewhere very abroad where you studied. I also would like to talk about two interesting days in October. One is 22nd of October, where we have Sun sending beams to Pluto, not positive beams. Plus Mars will also take part because it can't miss this party of disagreement between these two planets, being itself a war planet. And Pluto is the planet of transformation, Sun is the planet of life. So much of between these two planets interaction is more like of a war rather than just an agreement. And Mars, of course, also will send harsh beams to both of them. Now, Sun will be in your third house and Pluto will situate in your house of work and health, and Mars will be situated in your house of faraway travels, and also another house of health and your private house. Now you see how your well-being is here bound between these planets. By the end of October, take care of yourself, take care of your well-being. Now is like all the flus are out there and active. We got to this period of time changing the weather and all this stuff affects us, so take good care of yourself there by the end of October, not to catch any flu. And if you have, let's say, planned or unplanned surgeries there, again, no worries. Universe has your back, but still it might be indicated also by these two planets that you might need a surgery or an operation there, or some sort of checkup, now, because Sun is in a communication house, it will be communicated to you in a bit of a harsh style, let's say, that you won't be taking serious and you won't like it, so sort of. So you might have their disagreements, going on around your health as well with your physician or doctor, could be. For another Leos, it might be about job or work situation, and seems like you will have a big disagreement too with your colleagues or with your manager there. Some things that you won't like as well, and some conversation might be going on about, let's say, your also documents or your like documents to work, or some sort of agreements there that is happening at work. And in general, Pluto and Mars, both of them, they rule your fourth house, something also related to your family. For some Leos, it might be related to your family, to your home situation, like moving somewhere else or immigrating somewhere else. These topics will be activated by this trio in a not very positive way. So stay positive around 22nd of October. Don't let your anger consume you. Now, another day that I wanted to talk about is 25th of October. Now, 25th of October will be much more positive day, one of the best. Mars and Uranus, they will exchange beams between each other, positive beams. Uranus is the planet of surprises and shock, and Mars is the planet of action and motivation. Now these two planets a bit of explosive, let's say, duo, but in this case their communication is so sweet that is happening between your 12th house and 10th house. So it might be positive sort of news by the end of October coming into your life that you never expected to receive. That might shock you positively, and it might be related to career, or it might be related to far travels somewhere. Or in some cases, for some Leos, it might be about your father, that he might be visiting you. He might give you a surprise visit too. And it might be also related to your stable relationships. Your sweetheart might surprise you with some news of travel, or of actually a procedure, some sort of a process that he's been secretly preparing for you. Enjoy this part of month, my dear Leos, and in general whole October. This was your horoscope for October, and it is set to be sweet because of this solar eclipse, and always allow solar eclipses 2 months before, 2 months after they appear to deliver the messages. And don't forget to check your rising sign and moon sign too. Love you all. Bye bye.